Welcome to The Solution, a real estate podcast. We are on episode 100. Jeff Sibbach, Phil Sexton, your co-hosts, and today we are super excited because we've got a lovely managing broker in the room, in the house.
An active participating realtor, more importantly.
An active team lead participating realtor talking to us about the listing appointments that she's on up against some heavy hitters. We're excited. Let's give Cindy Flowers a round of applause.
Woo!
Yes. Welcome,
so this
Cindy.
Is part of our Rising Stars series. So we noticed your increase in production. And that's why we wanted to reach out and have you on because, I mean, the Southeast Valley is uber competitive. I mean, that space is tough, and to increase your business like you did, that's why we wanted to have you on and find out what you're doing differently.
So 2017, I've got production at just over 14.5 million, 14.6 million. 2018, last year, you did 20.8 million, which is a big jump in itself. And now this year, you've already got 12.3 in the books. But you said you're looking to get to 40 this year.
Yeah, 40 is our goal.
Your big, hairy, audacious goal. I love it. Your BHAG, yes. Of course. Awesome. Thanks for coming in today.
So we were having a little pre-roll discussion and talking about, we were having the debate of whether real estate is changing or staying the same. What do you think?
Well, it's always changing. Otherwise, I would have been bored and gotten out of it a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think that seriously, I think there are those of us who are just kind of real estate junkies and we're just hooked on it. And if it doesn't change, we would get bored and move on. But it is always challenging. And there's just no markets that are the same as they used to be. There's always something new or better we could do to better serve our clients and take better care of our team members and just do a better job in general. And that's what keeps me going.
Now, I got you, your experience, your number of years of experience. It's odd because it looks like it matches your age at over 40, over 40 years.
I'm only 40 years old.
Yeah, well done. And I applaud you because when, as we do research on our guests that come in and I see that you are out there using Facebook Live. I know that you've been on podcasts before, right? Like kudos to you because because like you said, we're talking about how this industry is changing, but I can see from your marketing how you have changed and adapted to new tools.
Well, I just don't think we can do a great job for our clients if we don't stay on the leading edge, if we don't keep learning, if we don't try to improve. How can we do a better job for them? And that's the bottom line. If we do a better job for our clients, we're going to do a better job for ourselves and our team members. Everybody, rises together. So it's important.
So is there anything particular you think in 2018 that you did differently, or do you think it's just some of the whole, or, is it?
No, I know exactly what happened, and we're not we've been higher than this in the past. When the market crashed, I think that year we had done 33 million.
Wow.
31, something like that. But simultaneous to the market crashing, my husband got sick with cancer for the second time. And so that took both Bill and I out of the office and out of the flow of things. Of course. Because we had some really strong systems and some really cool people that helped us build, our team was able to survive and maintain and stay alive and keep us going until I could jump back in. Bill has never been able to jump back in. So we lost a big portion of our production then. Yeah. And I mean, that's my business partner. That's my best friend. That's the love of my life. And,
sure.
But he beat cancer and he's still alive. So praise God for
exciting.
that.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Awesome. But that definitely cemented how important the systems are.
Let's talk about a system though. We want more details. So what is the
bigger team at that time? The more people you have, the better your systems have got to be. And since that time, we've kind of built up and taken it back down and fine-tuned because the market keeps changing, the business keeps changing, and our clients' needs keep changing, and so.
And I see one of the, as we can only see so much about your systems, but I see one of the tools you use is Boomtown. Mm-hmm. And so when you're talking about systems, is that one that's incorporated there?
That is, and I think all of us have a bunch of systems.
Yes.
I know when Regine Christopher, a lot of people know her as RJ Christopher, joined my team. She said, Cindy, you have checklists for the checklist. I mean, I was just crazy about keeping track of things and staying on top of things. And she streamlined a lot of that. And then I've had some other people consult with us and work with us and help us pare that down and fine tune it. And yeah, Boomtown really does help us. That's a great CRM that, you know.
What year did you get Boomtown?
Oh my, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Okay, I'm still searching now because I want to see, because you had quite a spike last year. I'm trying to think of like, because usually it starts like the years before. Is there anything
I can explain that.
Okay.
In 2017, Misty, my right arm team manager, was battling breast cancer. So she was out. Now it was just, everything was back on me again. And so I started rebuilding the team and just stalling until Misty could get back in, and she beat it and she's back. And,
wow.
And so 2018 shows that. 2017, I was, you know, just trying to stay alive.
Love it. I'm learning something else is that if anybody out there wants to beat cancer, we need to
call
join your
Cindy.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
But no, again, the systems that it's, you know, all these things, life is going to happen.
Like what? All right. What other
so-
system other than Boomtown?
Oh my goodness. So we've got, we use Wise Agent to back up a number of other things. And just internally in our team, we have a system for everything.
So do you use
we have a
Boomtown then
script
for
everything.
lead generation?
We do.
Okay.
And we've got transaction management systems. We have listing system. Every phase of the
Are you
business is
SkySlope?
systematized. No, we are using, well, we use Boomtown primarily for all the incoming leads, marketing, that kind of thing. We use Wise Agent to keep track of everything else. We've got some
All of your
spreadsheets.
clients and
I
whatnot.
still have spreadsheets. I built them many years ago. We still have those.
Are you a
in
Google or are you an Excel spreadsheet girl?
Both.
Both.
I mostly use my Excels because I taught it to myself 100 years ago. And
Yeah.
Let's just go with 40 years ago.
Yeah, 40 years ago.
We're gonna go.
No,
We're
we
gonna draw
didn't
the
have
line there.
computers. We didn't even have fax machines. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have MLS on it, even a terminal. We just had books.
So
Right.
so in Boomtown, do you guys do Google or you do Facebook advertising? Do you know?
We do. Yeah.
All right. So was any of the business, did it come from that,
It
or is
does.
it still
And I
working your
have-
sphere? I mean,
and
you're
I
a
have-
Keller Williams girl.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do a bit of sphere marketing as well.
Yeah, just a tad. We do.
Only not more than 33 touches a year
No,
though.
we're doing Google AdWords, and I've got a really smart guy that helps me with that, and I've got a marketing assistant. I've got some people that I trust and rely on, and that know me, and they know the standards, and they know that our clients come first,
Mhm.
and that, you know, giving them a positive real estate experience is the most important thing. And that's when I cut back on the business, when I start seeing our customer service slack off because we are doing so much more business. Obviously, we need some better systems to handle that better. So we'll back
Fall
off
back. Yeah.
and fix that, because, you know, if we're not doing a great job for our clients, we're not going to last.
So let's say I'm just gonna, because we run a team, we have clients, we are constantly trying to figure out ways to improve our customer service as well. And so one of my challenges is, let's say that we put together this system, this listing system, and it's got a checklist. Do you guys, how do you audit, or how do you confirm that that checklist is happening every time? How do you manage your staff when it comes to that?
It's kind of old school, but it really works for us. On the cover of every listing file is this spreadsheet detailed checklist of every single thing that we need to do with that seller.
Is that a custom or is that a Keller Williams?
It's a custom.
Atta
Yeah.
girl. All right.
Yeah. And so then you
I'm
have
happy
your,
to share any of this stuff. by the way.
Yeah.
I always
awesome.
have,
So then you
yeah.
have your staff initial and date when it
Mhm.
gets done. So you know
Exactly what
who
we
did
did.
it. Okay.
Exactly what we did. When I was doing everything by myself, which I did for many, many years, you know, it's all in your head. You know if you've been to that house, and you know if you called and followed up on the leads, you know, or the follow-up, the feedback, you know everything you've done on that listing. When Bill joined me, now suddenly I was like, what? I thought you were going to call me, you know. Then that's when we realized, oh my goodness, we need more checklists. So
Yeah.
then somebody had the initiative. Then our daughter joined, and she was kind of the marketing office person. Well, now there were 3 of us handling that client, and then you get a transaction manager, then you get a listing manager, and you know, the more people you put into the thing, the better your systems better be, or balls are going to drop.
Yeah,
So,
we actually had an agent on the team that was talking to us about I don't remember what the exact concept was, but the line that she used was, you know, Phil, when 2 people are in charge of feeding the dog dies.
yeah, that's true. Everybody can think, I thought you did. That's like
Yeah.
not me. When you
Yeah.
have kids, not me did everything.
Yeah, not me, right? That's funny. And so, you when are you just organic, where you see it, you see what needs to be done, and you're figuring it out, or do you have mentors and coaches that you look up to? Like, where do you find inspiration in the business to know that, all right, I'm at 20 million this year, and I'm going to get to 40 million next year. Let me reach out to anybody and run things by, or where do you turn for
that's
that?
a great question. And you had said for me to be prepared for that. And I started listing the people that I had been influenced by my whole career. And as what we were talking earlier, there wasn't any training 100 years ago, 40 years
40,
ago.
yeah.
42, whatever it was. And so you did have to just dig that out for yourself. And I remember one gentleman in my first office, an ERA office, I had the business card with the big muscle on the sign, the ERA sign that had a big red. It was a real estate signpost, but the sign was that was mine. But,
Strength in real estate, yeah.
I just bugged everybody in the office. I was constantly asking questions, and he finally said, "Cindy, you're a real nice girl, but could you go bother somebody else for a while? You just have too many questions," because there was nowhere to learn the information. I sat at title companies, desks. I sat at mortgage officers' desks. I bothered all the realtors. But there was a lady named Nancy Seago that sold me my house when I moved here.
I've done a deal with Nancy Seago. Absolutely. Century
And-
21 is when she.
Yeah, but we were ERA at the time at Glenn Buell's
Oh.
office. And Nancy told me, I didn't know anybody in Arizona. I knew my dad, and he wasn't buying or selling anything. I knew no one. Prime rate was 21%. FHA, VA were 18 and a half. Nobody was getting new loans.
Thank God
And
the
I'm gonna
houses
get
were only
into the real
50,000.
Oh, I sold some for 10 and 20,000 in Tempe. The times were tough, and you did what you could. But Nancy said, "Okay, we've got a listing. We're not working that much. It's vacant. It's over here. I think it was at Hardy and Southern. Go make you a flyer on that." Well, of course, it was just a copy machine all you had in the office, so you cut out letters and signs out of a magazine or anything that would say the right things you wanted on your flyer.
They
Or
call
you
those
type
serial
type
killer
it on
letters
the
now.
typewriter and
Yes.
blow it up on the copy. And so make your own flyer. She said, then go knock all the doors in the neighborhood and tell the people you're going to be holding it open this weekend. And that was my training. And then I would just bother Nancy for questions for, that whole first year of my career. I listened to everything she said. I did everything she said. Yes, ma'am. I was out there.
Right.
And from there, I went to Stapley Mabry Realty, and Mark Mabry was a great influence on me. And I had a home building background. I had been building modular homes. I'd done fix and flips really young, back when they weren't called that. And Mark introduced me to some home builders, and then I took their listings and I represented them, just some small, medium-sized guys in the Mesa area primarily. And from there, I went to Pulte Homes and sold for Pulte, then became a sales manager there, and that was really critical.
Is that where you met Kenny? Was Kenny?
No,
Pulte?
he was. Kenny's way younger than me.
Oh,
He
really?
probably wasn't
FedEx.
alive. He probably wasn't alive yet.
Oh, this is a long time ago. All right.
Yeah, a
good
long
deal.
time
All right.
ago. But at any rate, that gave me a really good understanding of how to do volume, because I personally wrote 153 contracts, new home contract sales. 128 of them closed over the next year and a half. And the systems we had then, spreadsheets, they were on like a clear vellum paper, and you would just write with the yellow markers to track.
Yeah.
So,
all
all
the
right. So let's
escrows.
say, all right. So, because this is a helping podcast and we're trying to help people. So,
Mhm.
in saying, because it sounds like you really appreciated the mentorship that
Absolutely.
So, but how do you help someone else find? Because I think.
Well, again, right after that, Howard Britton, I started working my CRS designation.
But that wasn't Howard Britton. It was a seminars was what made.
He was teaching CRS.
So that was coaching. Oh, he was
No,
teaching
He was
CRS
teaching CRS
prior
classes.
to doing coaching.
And
Okay.
then he did Star Power, and that was a
Star
big
Power is what I was looking at,
organization
yeah.
where top producers. When I started going to Star Power seminars, and people were standing up and saying, "Well, we did 100 sales last year," and 100. I mean,
That's a lot.
that was a lot.
Yeah.
In the 80s,
Still is a lot.
still is a lot.
Uh-huh.
But it just opened up your mind to what could be. And of course, now you go to seminars, and this guy did 2,000, and this guy did 2,700 last year, and with big teams. So I think that's my message: is go get around, go to masterminds, go where top producers are hanging out. and listen to what they're saying and listen to what they're doing.
Well,
and,
you've emerged as, because to me, I see the business in, you do less than, we'll call it one deal a month, right? That's probably, 90% of the realtors. And then you have 2 deals a month, then you have 3 deals a month, but now you're in the 5 to 7 deal a month category, which is a level above, you know what I mean? So in that climb, like, what are the things that you changed or you think it was just, what percentage of your business do you get from your database?
75 to 80%.
75 to 80%?
It used to be higher. And I'll explain that.
And then you turned on lead sources?
Well, exactly. And I remember Gary Keller preaching. I'm a big Gary Keller fan.
I'm shocked.
Gary says it.
How long you been in Keller?
19 years.
Yeah.
It literally, when I went to Keller Williams, Gary talked differently than anybody else I'd been around. And it was about working on your business and building better systems and doing a better job.
Yeah.
And so, that's where I really, I think, started learning about building a team. I always had assistants. And they were always great people. I always hired really good people, of course.
We don't think that you would bring anyone into the world, into your system.
They might not be the fit for the position.
Well, that happens. Yep.
So that's what I learned. I started learning that there are actually people who love to do paperwork. Those realtors in the room,
I have realtors that love to do paperwork.
I know. Maybe they're in the wrong seat. They might be better as a transaction manager.
Well, I think, you know what it is I think it's when you're first getting started and you finally get a deal, right? You hunted the deal for a long time and now you got one and you're like, I kind of want to enjoy this for a little bit. I want to take the car for a ride for a little, right? Like, are you kidding? These things are harder to find than they look like, right? So let me make sure I understand everything that's going on here. Right?
I remember that feeling that I thought I needed to know everything before I could do anything.
When did that subside?
When I think my branch manager or office manager said, Cindy, you're never going to sell anything sitting in this office, and I kept saying, but I don't know all the answers. And I think it's when I figured out that I could knock doors and people would ask a question and I would not know the answer because you're not going to know. There's answers I still don't know after all this time.
So when was the last time you knocked the door?
Probably last year.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't done any yet.
So do you do them like off of open houses or you just have a farm?
It's usually I'm demonstrating to my team how to do it, but I'm a great door knocker. I love to knock doors.
Do you prefer to knock above the doorknob or below?
I even can't see the no soliciting signs. They just don't even show up. I'm serious. And people, my agents say, Cindy, that says no soliciting. I'm like, where?
You're like, stop paying attention.
Well, that's for the solicitors. That's not for us.
But no, I think when I learned to say, that's a great question. I don't know the answer, but I know where to get it. Oh my gosh, that was empowering. And that freed me up to get out of the office, go knock doors or hold open houses or talk to people on the phone.
Well,
it was just
to me, I'm going to challenge you with the question.
Okay.
So I think though that it was more acceptable meaning that in today's world, there's more competition online and it's easier for the consumer to find more people. So to me, we see consumers being more educated before they're coming to us, right? Like to me, 5 to 8 years ago, I still felt meaning the base level of a new realtor that wants to get into the business, because we rely still a lot on relationships, that I think that they have to be, a little bit better coming in because now when they go online, they can see that Cindy Powers sold, 1,000 houses, and how do I compete against her?
Yeah, I think, if I was going to start over right now, I've started over a lot of times knocking doors and holding open houses on other people's listings, but that's not a bad suggestion right now. That still works, by the way.
Yeah, it's hot outside.
It is hot, but that
still works.
When nobody else is out there, you don't have any competition. So,
yeah,
but you can find out I'm a hustler.
I can tell. Well, that's very clear.
I got a listing the other day and I asked the man, why did you list with me? Because I felt that the other people he was interviewing were more qualified in that area. And he said, because you're a hustler.
Well, all right. Well, no, but I want to dive deeper in that. So, because what I noticed in listing appointments is that I have more competition. Like I remember because I wanted to become a dominant agent in 2013. I'm like, I want more listings, and it'd be like 3 or 4, and now it's like 6, 7. Do you see that too, where they're interviewing more people?
Sometimes I do.
Well, not on your referral business, but on
right,
the ones
right,
that.
on the new business, and so you just go in and I think I just honestly care about the people. I care. My goal is to find out what is it they're trying to accomplish, by when, what's their motivation, and once you can figure all that out, now you can solve those problems. They want us to solve their problems, and if we can't do that, then we're not equipped to show up at their door and take up their time.
Right, but I mean, everybody else their interview is also wanting to solve their problem. So there's got to be something else.
Or do they just want one more listing? I'm not convinced all of us are. I think that's just what's kept me around a long time. I really do care about the people, and they really do.
You think they just want one more listing?
What do you think?
I think that becomes a common thread for the guests that we have that are on our show. It's the people that, I mean, it's no surprise that we have guests on our show that do a good amount of business, and they all lead with let me care first about the client and not necessarily about the paycheck, right? Because that's not the first time that we've heard that. But
No.
I know that you compete against people who care first about the client too, or at least say that. So the way that you say it or how you show it instead of say it separates you from the people that you beat.
I think that, and I just think be knowledgeable, be prepared, do your homework, know that market, know the area, follow the trends.
Those are all huge words, Jeff
Yeah.
Sibbach.
Oh,
Those are easy ones
Yeah.
to say, but if I'm an agent that's sitting listening to this podcast and I did 5 million last year and I want to figure out how to get to 20 million, and I took what you just said and I wrote them down on a piece of paper, and now I'm gonna do that when I go to my next listing appointment. You know what happens? Blinder, it's headlights. You're like, where do I turn? What does that mean more specifically on when you say be knowledgeable about it? I mean, on every aspect of it. Like, does that mean do you go physically walk into all of the houses that are for sale that are their competition so that you can address all the different issues? They're like, what does be educated and knowledgeable about that listing mean to you?
If I was newer, that's what I would do. If I
Yeah.
hadn't already been in a lot of those houses in that neighborhood, I have that advantage, of the experience. So a lot of times I can look online, but if there's not enough for me to get a feel for it, yes, I go.
Right.
And I like taking listings. I mean, I know that's it's not as fun as
From
looking
other
at
agents,
buyers.
or just what do you mean by that?
What? How is
I love
listings?
myself.
How is listings not fun? Like today,
Yeah.
when you said that, like listings were bad.
Well, your sellers are never, you never quite get them all the money they want. You never quite did it,
Oh, you're saying sellers are difficult. Well,
Your
that's a
sellers-
different
Oh.
conversation.
Sellers are different.
Different. Yeah, emotional. They're
You
just
don't get to
emotional.
hand the keys to the new buyers.
Well,
all
yeah,
that fun stuff of
yeah.
working with buyers.
I mean, to me, it's competing in today's environment because now they know the price of their house when we walk into it. Meaning they got 3 different opinions from the Zestimate, from Realtor.com and Redfin, but then they also may have already gotten an offer. Do you see that a lot now? Where you walk in and they have already got, or maybe they don't tell you, right? Like, how do you fish that out of them?
I don't see it a lot. Yes, they look. Yes, they click on and get their.
You
Zestimate
don't
and
see
that
it a
kind of
lot?
thing.
I'm shocked by that.
But I mean, and we offer to get them offers too. We like to get them for them, and we talk about that when they call, or we call them when we're talking about getting a listing appointment. That's one of the values we bring is that we be able to get you iBuyer, offers. And I've got investors. I mean, I've got.
Do you call it investors or do
buy
you call
homes.
it iBuyers?
Both.
Yeah.
I used to call it discounters. I mean, I've got lots of. I don't know what all slips out of my mouth, but
She had lots of big
Well
words.
said.
But,
Well
but
said.
I
Well
like
said.
them. I like the iBuyers, and I really think that they bring a value that they fill a need in our marketplace, and then if they buy that person's home now, maybe we've got a buyer a non-contingent buyer that can go buy a home. Really, whatever's best for that client is what's going to be best for us, because they're going to be happy. They're going to tell their friends, and we
I
all
agree.
move on together.
I
So,
agree.
You asked me something about new agents, though. I think if I was a new agent in this marketplace now, I would get on a team. I would ask them, and what I tell people, if they're joining my team, all right, give me a 2-year commitment. We'll show you everything about how the team works. You'll learn. You're going to do your part. go to all the training, learn what we teach.
2-year commitment.
But
I like that.
in 2 years, then if you want to step off and form your own team or
Okay.
do somebody else's team, that's fine. We'll help you.
So you're,
So I just like getting a little bit of a commitment up front.
dude, I love your passion. There's no doubt about it. All right, but let's go a little higher. How about, because this is about helping people break out, which is beyond the new agent
Okay.
level. It's all right. You know, Cindy, I've been doing about 6 million a year. I get up to 7 million. I go down to 4 million. I get up. So what do you do in advising and helping that agent?
They probably need to hire some help. They probably need to hire some administrative support.
Is that what?
Because it's right about that 4 to 6 to 8
How many
million.
how many transactions is that?
Well, of course, depends on their price range. Southeast Valley, we don't have a
Yeah,
high
20 to
average price
30.
range, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so at that point, when you start sensing that you're not doing a great job, you know, the balls are dropping off.
Wait a minute. I've interviewed 1,000 agents.
Yeah.
They don't always recognize that they're not. How
Oh,
do you?
man, I
What
knew
are
it.
the signs?
I don't know. I knew it immediately. When they're calling you instead of you're calling them, when you're being reactive instead of proactive.
Say that again. That was gold. When what?
Yeah, I cannot take that. And my
When
staff,
they're
everybody
calling
knows.
you instead of you calling them. That's I like
That's
that
how
one.
you know balls are dropping, or you're not keeping all these plates spinning, and you get them all going, and that one starts falling, and you're running down there.
You've been to see the Suns then.
Yeah.
Spinning of the plate.
Yes.
Okay. It's a halftime show, I believe. So okay. But you don't think it's assistant
It's
first.
leverage.
It's leverage.
Absolutely.
And
And it's the
listing.
right
Wait a minute.
leverage.
And leads.
Yeah,
and
the-
listings.
yeah.
Is
It's
that-
like there's this book out there. It might be red. I'm not sure. Maybe Gary
Yeah.
took a part.
She
in it.
probably
I'm not
has
sure.
a few signed copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full of notes.
Yeah.
No, but it's so true. And I mean, I think I always knew that back when I was at Realty Execs, I knew that I've always,
Wait a minute. You've been
Nancy
at
Siegel-
ERA. You've been at
Nancy
really
Siegel
executive.
probably told me to
Well,
list.
well, you told me Siegel was what was the name of that company?
She was at ERA.
Oh, it was
We were at
ERA.
That
Okay.
was the very first company.
Okay. Did
I
you didn't
joined.
go to Century 21 when she went
No,
there? You
I've
went to
never
Keller
been.
Williams.
I've never been to.
Okay.
No, I've been to a lot of companies. But not
Yeah.
that. I've owned my
Wow.
own. I've done a bunch
Well,
of
why? I
things.
mean, it's funny. So how about? Do you think that brokerage matters
Most definitely.
To the consumer.
to the consumer?
Do not think it matters to the consumer.
Got it.
It
Interesting,
never-
right?
it never-
Do you think it ever
I
did?
changed companies. No, I don't.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking about all the brainwashing that was put into us. I was at Prudential for, I think, 11
You've been
years
good
or
and
something.
brainwashed, yeah.
But, you know, because they would say, whoa, look at all that we bring. No one ever listed with me because I was at Century 20, or not Century, I was never there. ERA or Staples Mabry or Prudential or Realty Executives or my own company. It was just me. It was nothing to do really with the company.
I had that conversation this morning
I
with
think-
somebody. I'm like, it's your name and your phone number. Like that's where
Yeah.
you stand.
That's your brand.
That's
Yeah.
your brand.
Now,
Yeah.
your company is important. If that is a fit for you, you know, that's why we have different companies. We're all different. We're not, what if we only have one company? Life would be boring and people would be confused and.
We
all of
only,
us
we
would
only
never
have
fit.
one. We only have one Earth.
That's true.
And look how boring it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we die trying to go to
Yeah.
Mars.
No.
Jeff. So let's keep that-
Well. Okay. So how about this? I'm just trying to, you know.
I got a question.
Oh, sure.
80% of your business comes from your database.
Mhm.
You do how many events do you throw a year?
We only do-
Customer events.
Customer
yeah,
events.
We only do about 2 customer events a year.
And that's the Shredathon,
The Shredathon.
the wealth building
Yeah.
seminars.
Yeah, if I add those in, yeah, then it's more.
Okay.
And we do.
At your office or at a different location?
It's, well, we just are changing. We used to do them in our office and we've done them at the title company office. We've done them at
What's
the
your
lender's
goal and how
office.
many people you try and get to an event?
Well, our Shredathon, I think we usually have 70 or 80 and I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
How many of those are out of the branch and how many of those are clients? 70 or 80 clients show up?
It's
Shred
that's fine.
event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just
And,
With-
and it's clients that live right in the neighborhood too, because we're right there in Belvis Lake.
Yeah.
Hold
so
on,
do
hold
you
on.
knock
Let me
on their
just- let me
doors
just
to get them to
qualify
come?
this.
I'm sorry.
And is your database 70 or 80 clients big? So you get everybody there? Or how big's your
What
database?
percentage of your database? Yeah.
Oh, that's a very small
Is
percentage.
it, okay. All right. So let's
Fair.
go to
Well, no, but
Wise
that's what we
Agent. In
expect.
Wise Agent, what's the numbers? 578? Is it 800?
Yeah, I think it's some thousands of clients,
Yeah.
probably 9,000-10,000.
Awesome.
I've been around a long time, but and not all of those.
Have paper to shred.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. What
Not
about
all of those
okay?
will
So
come to a
so
home buyer seminar. Not all
Yeah.
of those
no,
will come
but
to
do you
a-
do anything like
She just said home buyer seminar.
Mhm.
You do
Oh.
those as
Yeah,
well?
we have one coming up too, coming up next month.
is that
home
first
buyer
time home
slash
buyer or
investor.
just so
Yeah, we
that
stopped doing first time home buyer. We used to do those all the time. And now we're doing home buyer / investor seminars because with this big database and all these clients that, we sold homes to or sold homes for, I'm so passionate that they need to be owning more real estate because we're in this really cool period right now where our prices, we don't have enough homes. The affordability is still here. We're really great as far as the nation, comparisons go. They can buy some homes here, have them leased out. Those entry-level homes are going to do nothing but go up in value.
Well,
And,
I agree with you. The
so-
investor portion, it's funny because we had Sarah Richardson on and she said it's always been 20% of the environment. But I
What do you
feel,
mean?
meaning that there was
Wholesaling and
95,000 homes sold through MLS last year,
Mhm.
97,
Mhm.
538 or whatever
Mhm.
the off number was.
Mhm.
And this year we're going to do about the same. But the total amount of homes that are sold in Maricopa County is about 115.
Mhm.
So about 20,000 homes are sold each year in what are what I think is true, and you'll know this because you've been in business a long time, where a lot of realtors get into business to buy and sell transactions, right? Like they get into
Mhm.
business to do investments, and
Mhm.
she's like, well, basically Open Door and OfferPad and these companies that are doing iBuying are just competing with those people and making it more public, and there's more visibility to that meant like it's like we're really not creating a new segment. It's just when there's when I got into business in 2003 and there was 33,000 agents or roughly about
Mhm.
that, there was still lots of that going on off market. And then we got into 05 and 06, there was lots of off market stuff that was happening outside, but just an interesting take to the
Yeah.
but to me
Just
now,
packaged differently.
right, but also you add in the things that we were voted the number one VRBO state in the city in the country, right? So I noticed that there's investors, meaning just the dynamics of the real estate world is different. I'm saying that more people are owning them as investments.
Mhm.
I mean, do you own any real estate?
I do.
Right, outside of where
We
you
owned
live?
a lot when the market crashed, then we own none.
Big words. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I owned a lot in the 80s and then the tax laws changed in 86 and we all sold all our investments. Then they changed them back and we wish we
So
had
so
those
you own a couple,
investments.
but well, actually, it was because
It
in
might
your
have been
research, it was
Steve-
Steve
it was
Chater.
Steve
Yes,
Chater.
it was Steve Chater. Because go ahead, what does Steve Chater do? There's two great things. I mean, Steve is full of lots of great things, but
Steve is.
Yes.
what did Steve say?
I mean, what I credit him for, and you'll know if this is accurate or not, but selling real estate is a means to an end, and owning real estate is the end.
Yeah, that sounds like something he would say.
Um,
And he teaches, he wrote the book Hold, and he teaches classes on wealth building through owning real estate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
He owns that
actually,
property management company.
so
Yeah.
I
He
was in a
practices what he preaches.
I was in a listing appointment with Phil Sexton, and I think the year was 2000. Was it 15 or 16?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we were that year we listed roughly around $33 million worth of houses, but I wanted to be really, really good at this. So we were looking at ways of trying to change what we did, and we were in a mastermind group with Mr. Chater and actually Kenny. And Kenny said the best listing price strategy I ever learned was from Steve Chater. But the thing is I learned it, but then it wasn't until 3 years later that I actually used it and
Right.
implemented it. Yeah. So using
Well,
the
it might have taken the market.
so let me
shift
ask
back
you,
too.
right? So are these?
So what is his Steve- what is
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Chater's?
Wait, so what do you know what the listing price strategy that he teaches is?
Well, I probably do. I can't think of
Well,
it
how
off
about
the
this?
top of my
So
head.
aggressive, passive, and non-competitive. Do you use that? Or are you a one-price lady in a listing appointment?
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't have those exact names for them, but
What are you named?
I think-
Bunnies, rabbits, and
Hair?
No, I just,
kangaroos.
No,
you know,
come on.
I just try to ask enough questions of the client to see what's their motivation, what their goal, what are they trying to accomplish, and
Because I get this
and
So-
based on that, then we use the aggressive pass. You know, that's exactly right.
very similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, and because people know, and they will answer that question, they know what they need to accomplish by when.
Right. Timelines.
Mhm.
I know,
Obviously
well,
matters.
but I think do you know what your average sales price is?
Yeah, 340.
340.
Mhm.
Because what I've learned
Beg
is
your pardon. That's the average sales price in Gilbert right now, I think. Mine's a little under that because I've got a client that does fix and flips of manufactured homes.
sure.
So it pulls my average sales
Yeah.
price down.
Well, because the thing
But
what
it used to be, you know, in the threes, and you know, that's where we're heading back again with the current pricing, the way things are looking.
yeah
That's our.
yeah no I was more of
What is it, like 252 something?
I thought it was
in
like
the valley?
286. Yeah,
Yeah, the valley
roughly.
wide.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
So what's your project du jour to help you get to the 40 million?
Right now, I'm adding 2 more salespeople because we have enough leads to
Yep.
support that.
Yep.
2 more salespeople. You
And
got
I-
people in the pipeline, or is it? Attention! If you're in the Gilbert Mesa area, Miss Flowers' office is at where?
That's right, Wellness and Baseline.
Yeah,
No,
right.
we are currently interviewing, just interviewed a lady this morning. We are looking for 2 salespeople, buyer agents, buyer specialists. And I'm also looking for, and this might be harder to find, not a clone of me, because that would, good God, we couldn't have
We ain't
2 of us
getting
in
that.
this world.
Oh, yeah, that
No,
doesn't
it would
exist.
not be good.
Mm-mm.
But someone who wants to learn from me, be my listing partner, trainee,
Ooh.
apprenticeship kind of a
Ooh,
thing.
opportunity
Yeah.
knocks, right? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So it's somebody who's willing to get in my back pocket and go everywhere I go and hang with me every day.
What kind of
7
car
days
do you
a
got?
week.
Hopefully it's a
Yeah,
nice
what
one.
kind of pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your air freshener?
Yeah.
Preference?
Yeah.
Yeah, meals are not included, no
Yeah.
grills, no grills, there's no sleep
Worker.
allowed.
You got to be a hustle. You
Right.
got to be a hustler.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
Bring the hustle.
Mm.
Awesome.
So it's, we are looking to that because then we can better serve our clients. I just need
Right.
a little bit more help. We just put in place a new team. I'm going to call her like an office manager. And
How big? Let's
that's
talk about
really
your team.
helpful.
Tell me about the
How many staff members?
Yeah.
How many
Okay,
agents?
so what we have right now, and again, this has changed so many times, and it constantly does, and I think a lot of teams are that way. What we have right now, Misty, my team manager, she oversees the salespeople, but she's also looking for a lead buyer specialist, a sales manager kind of a person, not just a sales agent, somebody who can rally the troops, you know, really work with them every day, because Misty's, you know, Misty can do everything I can do, which is really nice. But we don't need 2 of me, and we need a sales manager. I've been that many times in my life, but that's not what I want to be doing right now. I just want to focus on listings and generating leads for our team. And so we are looking for those agents. One hopefully will be a future sales manager, lead buyer agent, we call it. The other position we just put in place, I changed some people around. Valerie, who's been with me 16 years, is now, she's wanting to semi-retire, not really, because I brought her back from retirement, I think twice already. I let her retire for 2 months one time. Like, Valerie, can you like just give us 3 hours a day, a couple times a week, you know?
Yeah.
And then pretty soon I got her back full time, just sucked her back in.
You're a
Girl.
salesperson.
Yeah.
You're a salesperson.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now Valerie is transitioned out again, and she's our transaction manager. She used to be everything, you know, wear every hat. And so she's doing transactions. We've got Michelle doing, running the office.
Misty, Valerie, Michelle.
Mhm.
I'm at 3 staff members so
Yeah.
far.
That's what we have so far, is 3 staff members.
Okay.
Misty also sells. I also sell. I mostly list.
Yep.
How
How many other agents?
Lorenzo's been with me. He started with me like 25 years ago, and he's back. He moved back to the Valley. So I've got Lorenzo, buyer agent, really good, experienced buyer agent. I have Blanca, who's out having a baby right now, but she'll be back.
Congratulations, Blanca.
Yeah, exactly. It's so cool. And
So they're all contributing to the top line number,
yeah.
or
and
they have their
so-
own production outside of that.
No,
Okay. Yeah.
everybody, we all
Okay.
work together. And so Blanca's been learning the business. She's been a showing agent, but she's learning how to be a buyer agent and be able to write her own contracts. So when she gets back from maternity leave, then she will take a bigger role in working with buyers directly instead of just as a showing agent. So now I need another showing agent because Blanca will graduate up. And so that's the team right now. And then
Awesome.
Bill, my husband,
No
does,
wonder why you need
he does
systems.
work
Yeah.
from home, and Bill backs us up. He does a lot of our mailings, a lot of hand addressing of things and stuffing, and he's really good at that. And he knows all. He knows. the
Okay, so
things.
do
He
you
knows
do
the people.
do you
He
do a
sold
lot of
most of them my house? You know?
do you do a lot of database mailers?
We do some mailing. I probably do more mailing than a lot of agents. I still believe.
Okay, so
in
like
the
how
old
many
days,
times?
everybody's mailbox was stuffed, and now not so much.
So
Yeah.
Joanne Cowley said that the ideal amount of people amount of times to touch somebody was every 18 days. Are you in
Yeah,
that?
it's like 35 times a year.
35
some way,
times?
in
Okay.
one way.
So
And
is
some
that
of
Do you
it-
count social media in that?
You can't really count that because you can't measure that.
So 35 times a year outside of social media. So that's calling,
It's calling, mails.
mail,
It might be some text messages.
text.
It might be, it might be,
Pop by.
okay, so mailing, text messages, phone calls. It's probably that. You can't really count your.
Are you a
social media.
are you we started something on our team called Coffee for Closers, which is dedicated calling early in the morning from
Mhm.
9 to 11. Do you have
Mhm.
do you guys
Mhm. We do mornings. And
what day
Yeah, I
every
heard
day
it.
or do you take a day off? I mean, I heard.
we try to do that Monday through Friday.
So are you still doing that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
For
Yeah.
sure, yeah. So
For
you
sure.
come in. So is it 9?
Ten-
calling sellers.
Are you
Jeff, 10,000
8:30?
past clients.
Yeah.
Oh, you're active? You're calling
I'm
actives.
calling, no, I'm calling, yeah. I'm
Or
calling
seller
sellers.
leads.
Seller leads. I'm working seller leads
Got it.
primarily. Some of them may be past clients. I might have already sold them their home 3-4 times, but
Yeah.
I'm into the grandkids now. I'm selling it to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but just thinking in real numbers, right? If you do 60 deals a year times 40 deals, that's 240 clients. But knowing that I'm sure you sell a lot of houses, like 6 or 7 to the same people.
Mhm.
Those 10,000 people can't be all clients.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're just in our database. They've raised their hand. They've called on a listing.
Yeah,
most of them have called on a
but you
listing.
don't call. They're not.
I don't personally call
Right.
everyone.
But I mean,
But
you
someone
target
does.
the. Is it like a top 100 list? Is it the top
We
200?
have our VIPs, and we have another group that we call our appreciation list, and some of those are VIPs. 'Cause-
Yeah.
And so the local ones who live in the area that we can invite to the shred event, we can invite.
So
to
you do
come.
different events for the
Yeah.
VIPs,
Mhm. The-
like
the VIPs
luncheons.
get-
You do dinners. I
We
mean,
don't. The VIPs get different mailings sometimes. The appreciation people get invited to events. They might get the mailer for the 4th of July events that we just sent out. I posted that this morning, I think. So
Beautifully done.
yeah.
Is
wow.
that done in house or do you get a
yeah, security title helps me do that.
Yeah,
So-
nice.
I
No, it looks
leverage.
good.
I have a lot of help.
Leverage. That's twice. That's twice.
Yeah.
Ding. We need to
But no, I mean, we're not perfect at it. We strive for it. I know. I remember hearing Dave Jenks and Gary Keller speak, and it's in that red book about the 35 touch or 33 touch they called it. And
It's hard to hit.
it is, but
Did you
all
get
the
there?
studies. I think we probably get close to 30. I'm not sure if we get them all.
Great
in.
job, dude.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The important thing is to do it in the mornings, and that's the Stanford.
Okay,
Harvard,
all right.
Yale research.
I got a good one for you.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah.
What's your best intro script for someone that you talk to regularly? Give us one.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel like you're just out, I never am out of anything because we've always got a new listing. It might not be right for them, but maybe a family member. I mean, I've always got something to say. Or did you hear the latest news? Arizona just, Maricopa County is the #1 fastest growing county in the nation out of 3,014 counties. I mean, there's just stuff you can say. I follow the Cromford Report. Mike Orr is my other hero besides Gary Keller. So
Yeah, Tina spoke at an event
yeah,
we had.
Tina
Yeah.
is freaking amazing. I love her. And yeah, every morning we send out the Cromford, whatever they just said that day goes out to our team, and then we're all sharing it with our clients. Sometimes I share that information in social media, just if it's really something pertinent. I mean, this morning, every city in the valley is up with positive real estate news. And we had a slowdown, all of us.
Yeah,
towards
all
the
right.
second half last
So let's
year.
all right.
Yeah.
So
You know?
let's find out.
Now
Let's
we're back.
So Gary Keller came out 2 years ago and predicted that the end is near. So where do you stand on the meaning the run, right? Like
Don't you pick on Gary.
What?
Don't you?
It's our-
She is a fan. Don't you pick on
What
her.
do you mean the
He-
end is near the real estate?
No, but he was saying
Right.
that market's usually cool after 7 years or whatever. And now with interest rates, like because we started slow and then but all of a sudden the market's picked up with you, right?
Picked up again. Yeah.
But the point,
We had about a slow year though from mid-year last
if
year.
you were if I was gonna rub your head and get a prediction of when do you think
You're talking to somebody who's been through a lot.
I know
of
this
real
is why
estate cycles.
I'm betting that you
When
could
people tell me they've been in the business 10 years, I say, well, then you've never seen a normal market, have you?
Yeah.
Because the last 10 years.
well that's true. No, but that's very true right now. Is that it has been good. It's 2019 since 2011, right? So when do you think we continue on this? You know what I mean? Do you think that there's another,
How long does this trajectory last?
yes.
I think I don't care.
Yeah. Nice answer.
But you have people that are like,
Your
Cindy,
clients care.
I want to buy an
They
investment
do.
property. You're the 40-year expert. What's going to happen next year? I'm a little worried because we're
Right.
getting close to the run.
So-
Your leader, Red Book writer, said that we're close to the end.
So he also says real estate's a local business. I go to masterminds all over the nation and the realtors are struggling. The market's already shifted back east and in this market and that market, and they're struggling and they're doing price reductions on listings and everything. The sky is falling. And I mean, yeah, we've lived through
Like
that.
what
here,
market's
you
that?
know. There's a lot of them to the Midwest, and
Really?
South, and yeah.
Well,
they're-
they have we have population growth. It's
We
an
do.
unfair.
And that's what carried us
advantage.
through all the way 70s, 80s, 90s. We've always had that in Arizona. But we also.
But it
when
slowed
the crash
down
came,
and yeah.
We fell the furthest and the fastest and, took the longest to get back out of the ditch. But I still sold real estate, you have to change what you do. You have to pay
Yeah.
attention to what's happening around you. So people ask, I think in Arizona, locally, in my market, in the Southeast Valley, I think it's a great time to buy investment property.
Perfect.
And I always think it's a great time to buy at the right price. That's the key,
So
Is that so that the new Google employees are going to move there? The new Amazon
the
employees are going
Letizia's
to
coming to Gilbert with a
Yeah.
$95,000 average salary. And there's things you need to pay attention to and care about and be able to share that information.
and
with
learn
your
it
clients.
and be able to restate it when appropriate, depending on who you're working with.
all right, so I got two questions to wrap it up for. One is maybe what have we not talked about that you want to talk about, or what should we share? And then is there any questions that you have for us?
A stumper. I'm just going to fill the void while
Yeah,
you
do it.
think, right?
Yeah, I
'Cause-
can't think of anything different.
Awesome. I'm excited that you came down to talk to us. I think that
Thank
there
you.
was some gold in this presentation that I have to go re-listen to because we're always trying to get better. We strive for perfect, but you know what? We're not perfect.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
And just
we learn
hearing,
from each other. I mean, I
Absolutely.
value all the other realtors in our business and that's why I attend everything. That's why I like this. And if somebody has a top producer panel, we all go. We want to hear what they're doing and what they'll share. And most of us share our spreadsheets. We share our tips. We
yeah,
share
because
our
you know that
marketing.
it's not the system. It's everything it's all the details that goes into it and making
Sure.
sure that it's
Well,
executed.
The better we all get, the better job we're going to do. It's
Well,
not
Let's
Yeah,
let me
competition, you
okay,
know.
I'm going to say something similar but different. The
Okay.
better we all get, the better will be perceived by the client,
That's
by
true,
by
too.
consumers out there,
Mhm.
because that's, I think, a battle that you've been on obviously for 40 years.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Wow.
Back then, our business was not professional.
Mhm.
Everybody was part-time and we all were striving for all these years to make it more professional. And it's a far cry from where it was.
and I think it's
And we have room to
continuing,
grow, yeah.
absolutely room to grow.
We can always get better.
But thank you, Cindy, for coming down
Thank you,
today. We
guys.
appreciate
you
the
were
time. Yes,
awesome. I mean,
absolutely.
the touch thing to me is just overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, overwhelming good, right? So
Yeah.
we're trying to, because I feel like, now there's 50,000 realtors,
Mhm.
and now we have we have more discounter brokerages and more iBuyers, meaning the competition seems to be at a fever pitch for after our clients. Like, what the hell are they thinking? So that we think that relationships you're gonna have to get deeper. and 33 touches might be the best way to get
Yeah,
there.
but at the end of the day, and I remember the very first book I sent away for to learn about real estate, because they didn't teach it in the brokerages. There was a thing in there that said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that sounds so corny, but that is still true. It's the
Yeah, it's
bottom
like-
line.
Yeah.
Bang.
Boom.
Yeah.
Mic
boom,
drop.
mic
Although
drop.
these are nice new
Awesome,
mics.
Cindy.
We're not
Thank
gonna-
you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
episode 100.
Yeah.
If you guys liked
That
it, let
was a-
Cindy know. She's on
Yeah.
Facebook. She's got a
And she's
Facebook
looking
business
for
page. Looking for some help there.
I
And if
am.
you liked this podcast, please let us know on iTunes. Give us a rating. A 5-star would be appreciated. If not, shoot us an email. Let us know. Why not?
Yeah.
We'll get that corrected.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Happy Friday.
Yep.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Appreciate it.
All right.